guys, welcome back. So today's video, I'm going to show you guys my updated routine on bleaching knots. I want the knot bleaching to focus mostly on how to not over bleach the knots onto the hair. When I say over bleach, I mean like the bleach running into the hair more so than the knots. That's what today's video is going to focus on. I do have other bleaching tutorials that go into detail about other techniques when it comes to bleaching. If you would like to know more about knots and how to bleach them and the color changes, check out one of my older videos. I will link it in the cards and also below in the description box. Goes into complete detail for anyone who may be a beginner and don't know how to even deal with bleach. So the hair that I'm working with today comes from Ronniehair, and I will be sure to put it below in the description box. This wig is absolutely gorgeous. It's giving me those Meg Thee Stallion vibes. I'm also not wearing any wig adhesive, any glue with this wig today. So this is a completely glueless style. This is a 13x6 lace front wig. I will be sure to put it below with the discount. Good natural length. It is almost like a bob cut. As you can see, it does have a little bit, just a tiny bit of layering going on. I definitely think this style is perfect for your everyday wear. It comes with the combs, the adjustable straps. You can glue it, you don't have to glue it. Like I said, I didn't glue it for today's video, so you will see that later in the video. Let's jump right into this video.
All right, let's jump right in. Step one, you want to make sure that you are protecting the hair. Now, the one thing I like to do is use an oil or some water on the hair prior to bleaching the knots. Now, a lot of people choose to use water. For me, I like to use the oil-free shine spray, and I spray it all over the hair before I put any bleach onto the knots. And what this does is if you get any spillover from the bleach, it won't let it, it still will process it just a tad bit, but it won't process as fast. I find that this really do protect the hair. Whenever I do not use this on the hair prior to bleaching the knots, what usually happens is I get more bleach spilling over on the hair and get over bleached knots. So I would highly recommend using this product or some water on the hair prior. Let's move right into step two. Now this part is simple and of course it's self-explanatory. You want to make sure you flip that wig inside out because this is where you're going to apply the bleach. You also want to make sure that all hair is pushed away from the front of the lace. That way you won't put bleach onto the hair. Now most people like to go with the cheapest bleach they can find. However, I found that if I use cheaper bleach, I get more brassy results. So today I'm using this brand here. I will be sure to put this brand in the description box. It is a bit pricey. However, it has really great reviews and it works really good. Now, also the measurements are kind of important when it comes to bleaching the knots because if your mixture is too watery, you will get spillover onto the hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the powder and put it inside of this bowl. You want to make sure to use a mixing bowl and make sure you're not using any metal utensils. So for this wig, or for one wig, should I say, I use a half of a cup of powder. And then for the mixture, as far as the developer, I use it according to how thick I would like it. Since I'm bleaching knots and not hair, I want the mixture to be pretty thick, so I'm not going to use a lot. Now, if you watch my previous bleaching tutorial from a while ago, I talked about the different developers and what the percentages mean on the bottle. I'm using a 20 developer today. You also want to make sure that your bleach and your powder are the same brand because it do matter, you guys. And as you can see right there, that's how thick I like my consistency. You know it's right when it don't drip and run. So I'm gonna try to be as detailed as I can with this part to help you guys out. So before I start, I'm going to add a little bit of sweet almond oil into my mixture. This is totally optional. It's just something that I believe helps the quality of the bleach as far as, you know, the hair or whatever. You can do it or you don't have to. Okay, so let's move into bleaching the knots. I'm going to start at the front. Now, wherever you start, that's where the bleach is going to bleach the most. Usually I will start in the back because normally the knots in the back of the wig are the hardest to bleach for some reason. The hairline usually goes a bit faster. So if you are new to this, I would highly recommend starting at the back of the wig. But when you are putting your bleach into the lace, make sure you are not pressing too hard. When you first start, you just want to lightly coat that lace with that bleach without pressing. And you want to make sure you get every single area. Now, it is impossible to get every single knot without going into the hair too much. So if you still see some knots even after bleaching, it is okay. Don't freak out. You don't have to go back and bleach the knots again. You can use a little bit of powder. So this is what it will look like when I finish. As you can see, the bleach is on the lace. However, you can still see those knots. Now, if you have ever dealt with bleach before, then you know the longer the bleach sits, it tends to foam up a little bit. So you can leave it like this to prevent that from over bleaching onto the hair, because once it sits, it will foam up. Now, the majority of the bleach is covering the knots, but because I just put it on, that bleach has not foamed up yet. But normally when it do, you will notice that it will go into the hair, and this is what can cause over bleaching onto the hair. So you want to just let it sit for a few minutes, watch it, and see, you know, how much it goes up into the hair once it do like puff up and start foaming, as you can see right here is doing on the side right there, because you may not need to do anything else. However, if you do notice that the bleach did not go onto the knots after about maybe 5 or 6 minutes, what you can do is go back with your applicator brush, and I'm gonna do that right now, and just kind of lightly press and smooth that bleach till you see it come through the lace onto the knots. And normally this is what I do around the hairline area, so I can make sure there are no knots visible. And if you do it in the back of the hair, be very careful, because you don't want to get it in that parting where you have the hair bleach. So this is what we are looking like right now. Every single knot, well, not every single knot, but the majority of the knots are covered with the bleach. And I'm gonna set my timer for about 20 minutes. So now that I have let the hair sit, I've washed it with shampoo. Now I'm going to get the brassiness out of the knots. I've used a lot of different shampoos like this that promise to remove brassiness, and it does not. This particular one works really good. I am going to link all these products below in the description box, but what I'm doing is putting that shampoo on the lace, and as you can see, it is a purplish bluish type of color, and I'm making sure to rub it into those knots, and so that it can kind of seep through onto the front of the wig too, so that if I have any spots there, that it can be covered. And I'm gonna let this sit for at least 10 minutes. You want to let it sit for at least 10 minutes before you rinse it off. And once you do, it should have your knots looking very nice. Okay, so that's the end. Now we're going to jump into the install. Okay, so now that the wig is styled, this is what the knots are looking like. It looks really, really good. There's no brassiness in it. There's no over bleaching or anything. So again, this wig is from Ronniehair. I will be sure to link it below in the description box with a discount. It is a blunt cut wig, and I absolutely love the texture of it. It's really nice. For today's wig application, I am not using any wig adhesive, no hairsprays, no gels, nothing. I'm just using adjustable straps that are in the back of the wig. So this wig today will be glueless. Now, this wig can be worn with glue if you decide you want to, but if you do not want to add any glue, you can still get a really natural look without gluing it down, as you can see here. I'm also just going to take my hair straightener and run it through the hair and just straighten out any, frizziness or whatever. I really love this styler so much. I will be sure to put it below in the description box also. So here are the end results. As you can see, like I said, no glue at all. The scalp looks good. Everything just looks so good. So be sure to drop me a comment and tell me, will you be trying these techniques? And if so, come back and let me know how it worked out for you. And I will see you all back in my next video. Mwah.